Hello and welcome to Straight Talk. I'm Ayşe Süberker. Fresh off his inauguration, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan continued the post-election tradition of visiting the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus and Azerbaijan. Ever since becoming prime minister back in 2003, President Erdoğan has chosen these two countries as his first overseas trip following an election victory. Turkey Cypriot President Ersin Tatar said the visit demonstrates the importance and value that Turkey attaches to the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus in the face of embargoes, isolation, and obstacles imposed by the world. For decades, the TRNC has been trying to gain more international recognition after formally declaring independence in 1983 from the Greek Cypriot Administration. Last year, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus was granted observer status in the Organization of Turkic States, a group comprised of Turkiye and several Central Asian countries that share historical and cultural roots. After the TRNC, President Erdoğan also visited Azerbaijan, where he met President Ilham Aliyev, already their second meeting this month. And to further discuss President Erdoğan's visits, joining me now from Baku is Fariz İsmailzadeh. He is the Vice Rector of Ada University, and from Istanbul, Tarık Oğuzlu. He is a professor at Aydın University. A warm welcome to you both, and thanks for joining me on Straight Talk. So, Tarık, what has Erdoğan's re-election as president meant for the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, given how he has engaged the country over the past few decades?
I think the picture is quite clear. The high-level delegation from Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus took part in the ceremony of President Erdogan being re-elected once again to the presidency. And Mr. President of Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, Prime Minister of the same country, expressed very cordial remarks about the election of President Erdogan. This leads me to say that the Turkish leadership in Cyprus are quite happy with the foreign policy orientation of the President Erdogan in recent years, in particular concerning the Cyprus dispute, because President Erdogan has been making very clear that Turkey is fully behind the Turkish Republic of Cyprus and will do its best to make sure that this particular country be recognized as an independent and sovereign country across the globe. Yes. So that's the key message, the key point of President Erdogan, the key position on the Cyprus issue. We have to strive further to make sure that this island be recognized as a sovereign country. That's the only precondition for any long-lasting solution to come true in the island.
So far as Turkey has long been working to earn international recognition for the North, how would that play out given the changing dynamics in the Eastern Mediterranean and the Middle East?
Well, I must say that President Erdogan's policy in many parts of the region, including South Caucasus and Mediterranean, have been very active. We understand that for Azerbaijan, this opens many opportunities for regional integration, regional cooperation, development of transport corridors, energy corridors. Generally, we view the re-election of President Erdogan as a great opportunity for stability in the region, for further assertiveness of Turkey in the international arena, for the resolution of regional conflicts, for the opening of the closed borders. We believe that in the next term of President Erdogan, there will be many opportunities for regional cooperation and regional integration.
So, Tarık, UN-sponsored peace talks have been absent for nearly 6 years now. Could this new term provide an opportunity to revive the talks on the divided islands? And one more question. What impact will Greece's next elections have on and how the Cyprus issue could be settled?
I think it will be too early to say that the election of President Erdogan will provide the international community and the communities on the island with a strong opportunity to come to a kind of everlasting solution, because the position of the parties have been with us for quite some time, and this position are at odds with each other. It's technically impossible to bring the position of the parties much somehow closer to each other. So I'm not that much optimistic that the new term will offer some new hope for the time being. Because we all know that Turkey is very keen on the position. There is very important points in this particular regard. The international community should recognize TRNC as an independent and sovereign country. Otherwise, by communal, by zonal negotiation process will be quite difficult to achieve in the years to come. We also know that Greek Cypriot Administration and Greek governments are very adamant on their position. They think that there is only one sovereign authority on the island, so they don't want to negotiate over the sovereignty of the island.
Yes.
So even the Greek government will stick to its traditional approach towards the coupling. But at least the parties know each other quite well, and the Greek and Greek Cypriot administration are very, very much aware of the fact that President Erdogan has made it very clear that these are the red lines of Turkish Republic and TRNC.
Yes,
So
that
if you
should
want
be a
an everlasting
two-state.
solution,
Yes,
you
that should be a
have to comply.
two-state
Yeah,
solution.
exactly.
So far, is how significant was granting the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus an observer status at the Council of Turkic States? And are there any other international organizations that the country can join?
Yes, well, not council, Organization of Turkic States. As you know, this organization has been deepening its partnerships among the Turkic states. And in the last 10 years, we have seen that under the leadership of President Erdogan, Turkey has been paying more and more attention to the Turkic world, to the Central Asia, Caucasus, and paying attention to integration of these countries. And in the last summit, there was a decision to also invite Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus as an observer entity, which I believe is another positive steps toward regional integration, regional cooperation, and making sure that Turkic states, they draw closer to each other, they focus on partnerships, they support each other politically, economically. I believe that in the next several years, we will see even further deepening of cooperation among Turkic states, including in military and security areas as well, in addition to economy, energy, and trade.
So, Tarek, as we've mentioned, President Erdogan, accompanied by a large delegation of Turkish officials, was welcomed in Baku by his Azerbaijani counterpart, Ilham Aliyev. What could you tell us about the shape of Turkey-Azerbaijan relations?
I think they are improving a lot. They have improved a lot in recent years. Turkey proved to be quite influential in the latest military confrontation between Azerbaijan and Armenia, as far as I know, and it has posed a great degree of success on the part of the Azerbaijani army. But we also know that Turkish authorities pushed the Armenian leadership to come to a kind of compromise solution with Azerbaijani leadership. And even Prime Minister of Armenia took part in the ceremony of President Erdogan being re-elected. So I think both Azeri leadership and Armenian leadership have invested a lot in leadership of President Erdogan to push the parties to come to a kind of compromise solution. We also know that Azerbaijan and Turkey have improved the relations in recent years, in particular concerning the energy transportation.
Sure.
The idea that the European Union also has been trying to decrease its dependence on Russia. So Azeri-Turkish cooperation might prove quite to be influential in this particular sense. But let me also mention that in the emerging geopolitical confrontation, Turkey has come much closer to Turkic nations in Central Asia and Caucasian region. This is also important, and this will also play a role how the Western international actors, including Russia and China, might interpret Turkish foreign policy and the growing cooperation between Turkey and the Turkish nations in the region.
So adding to what you've just said, Faiz, just this week it was announced that the TANAP pipeline increases its capacity to carry gas from Azerbaijan to Turkey and then to Europe. How important is this energy relationship, not only to the immediate region, but to Europe as well?
Yeah, I must say that Turkey-Azerbaijan relationships have indeed become very strategic one. And I agree with my previous speaker that Turkey has been very instrumental in resolution of regional conflicts and liberation of Azerbaijan's occupied lands. And also now we have a new page in the region, possibility to open the closed borders with Armenia and to open the trade corridors, transportation corridors, and to finally sign a peace deal in the region. This has been possible due to political and moral support of Turkey. But ahead of us, of course, many other opportunities, including doubling of the gas volumes to Europe from the Caspian region. And in this regard, Turkey plays as an important regional hub, energy hub. We already have a regional railway infrastructure in place and the pipeline, natural gas pipeline in place. So now we are talking about doubling this amount and also possibly bringing Central Asian gas to diversify their supply and to decrease dependency on Russian gas and to look for alternative gas to the European market. So in this regard, we have many, many opportunities ahead of us within Turkey Azerbaijan cooperation.
But that begs the question then, Tarık, could both countries lead efforts to build new transport links, energy corridors alone, or other players need to be on board?
I think Azeri and Turkish cooperation would be vital to the construction of such kind of a long-term oriented energy relationship. But we should not also forget the fact that if you don't have enough number of importers of gas and oil, such kind of a relationship wouldn't mean anything. So just we are living through a very propitious time in this particular sense, because the European Union has been increasing its, how can I say, import from Central Asian and Caucasian energy resources. So this will be quite important because the European Union is very keen on this issue, and that's very important. And Turkey is not only a transit country, somehow playing a role in terms of carrying the energy resources of the East to Western markets, but Turkey itself is becoming a kind of energy hub. So its own needs of energy is also growing each passing year. So this will also contribute another boost to the improvement of Turkish-Azeri energy cooperation in the years to come. So I'm quite optimistic on this part, in a sense.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you very much for joining me on Straight Talk.